as a CSM, you work for a company, right? Like I work for Griffin. So in my mind, I'm like, how does Griffin's products work? How can I help you with Griffin's products? All great, but I need to take it a step further and I need to make sure my customers like are really seeing the value of Griffin embedded into their business. How is my product helping grow your business's revenue? How is my product helping your business save time? All these things, customers don't, it's not obvious, by the way. And in order to build that relationship, you need to first build it, but then you need to make sure that they see value from that relationship. And the best way is embedding how your product or service helps their business.
I love that. I love that. And it's also interesting to hear how this happened to you and the way that you learn from it as well. Because also part of building relationships is also giving those outcomes. I mean, small talks are amazing. If you're genuine and authentic, that's great. Communication skills, presentation skills, amazing. That all it actually adds up. But part of this in a big percentage is given those outcomes. It's also part of building that relationship and trust.
Yeah. And if you are delivering on those outcomes, you will build a stronger, deeper, more strategic relationship with your customer. Part of it is small talk. Don't get me wrong. You definitely do have to have those skills. But a lot of the reason a customer will come back to a call is because they are seeing a business outcome of that call. They are seeing a strategic reason to come back and have a conversation. And I'm going to be crystal clear. It's not necessarily about your product knowledge. Maybe a part of it is, but most of it is, hey, the last time I got on a call with Anika, she was able to show me a new feature functionality that helped me save time. And now I don't have to spend 4 hours a week on reporting. Like she helped me, and that now gives me more time back in the day to grow my business. Do you see how that's like connected back to their business, their time? It's always about their outcomes. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like building a relationship is great. Building a stronger relationship comes when you're able to focus on their outcomes.
And Anika, with this, what you're saying, it's also another way to make it easy for our customers to advocate for us internally and us as the brand. Because it's like it's so easy to come to their C-suite and say, hey, this is what we have gained from. So that's also like the important part of being a strategic advisor is kind of being inside of the organization. But something that happens a lot, Anika, it's moving from reactive to proactive. And it's hard to be a strategic advisor if we're constantly in the reactive mode.
Yes, it's a common thing, by the way, working in reactive state. Let me just be very clear. I don't care if you're at a big Fortune 500 company or the smallest of startups. Your role in some ways is probably reactive, and that's okay. We react to what our customers need, want, etc. But you need to carve out the space to be proactive and to really move into that field and shape. But I just want to be completely honest that I still have very reactive things that I'm doing. 13 years in customer success, and still it's the reality of the job we do. But in order to truly be proactive, in order to really be strategic and drive the conversation forward, the one thing that I think CSMs don't really think about or do is spend the time to really strategically understand their customer, advise their customer, really go in deeper and think about things and build out strategies towards that. A lot of times we almost sit there and wait until something happens. For example, a health score. Oh, customer health is dipped. Let's react. Let's go and call the customer or email the customer. Or, oh, this customer is due for renewal. Like, let me start preparing a renewal playbook or a renewal cycle or a slide deck or something. All of this is reactive, by the way. The way you are proactive is every day, by the way. The way that you're really able to move the needle from reactive to proactive is by thinking ahead with your customer, whether it's like, hey, what's the next big strategic goal that you want to work on? Or what is it that you're trying to unlock by using this feature or functionality? It's about really understanding what their next step is and almost being predictive and being able to tell them, hey, based on kind of what you've been doing with our product, I think the next great step for you is to do this, or to go this direction, or use this feature. A lot of that comes from, again, the preparation, the getting to know, the deeper understanding, the really almost business intelligence side of the role, which is whether it's the data, whether it's the conversations, it's really taking it a step further and really, again, asking the right questions. I swear I've said this so many times, and it's on repeat probably on this podcast, but if you're not asking or you're not getting the right questions, whether you're a high touch CSM or a digital CSM, you can definitely still ask questions, whether it's in a survey, an email, a call. You just need to really get in there and understand what their goals are and help them reach those goals.
You said business analytics. You said this at the start of the episode. You say our customers are also expecting us to be business analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Business analyst. And this
Analyst,
is
yeah.
also part of being that
Yep.
business analyst,
Yep.
of taking the time to see what the customers are doing and how they're using a product. Where are they in their customer journey, and what have other customers have done in that stage, and what they have done next, to see how we can guide them towards that one.
Yes. A lot of CSMs, by the way, will stop in that middle, like you just said. What will happen is they'll look at the data, they'll look at the information, and they'll be like, "Hey, customer, you're not using this feature. Let me show you how to use this feature." Right? Come on, but take it a bit step further, like you just said. You're like, "Hey, my other customer saw huge success. They were able to save time or money, or they were able to see an ROI in our product usage by doing this. And I think it'll really help reach your goal if you were to do this." A lot of times the strategy stops. You were automatically strategic there, Byron, because you took it a step further and you really highlighted how this is going to help their business goal. In order to be strategic, you need to really get to that business goal, and using customer case studies, examples, all of that helps solidify the narrative that you're telling your customer about this. If you're just going to come into a call and be like, "Hi, you're not using the product, and this is why this is how you use the product," sorry, then it is. By the way, it's a partnership. Your customers, it's not a vendor relationship. It's a partnership. I also say this sometimes to my customer. I'm like, "Please treat me as an employee in your company. I'm here to be a consultant in your company on how to use Griffin the best."
And Anika, it's so sad that we have to start wrapping up today's episode, but it has been an episode where I'm pretty sure a lot of people will rehear it at least 2 more times, because all of the tips and challenges that we have highlighted here are things that we can definitely go as we have on a day-to-day as customer success managers, especially when you are starting in this amazing world, right? So I really appreciate your time, your insight, your energy. So motivating when we hear you talk about customer success. So thank you for that. And I do have one more question for you. And I know you kind of answered that at the beginning, so you will have to give us another one. But if you can tell us of a time when you fucked up and what did you learn from it?
Ooh, I've already given you
I know.
oh man, now I have to give you another one. I
I'm
feel
so
like I'm getting
sorry.
vulnerable here and sharing all my deep dark secrets. Another time I've messed up is where I have definitely been in a challenge with my sales leader and not a partner. I'll give you an example. Like, I think a lot of people see as sales as the enemy. Like, they're just trying to sell things and they're giving us bad fit customers.
Of course, they are the enemy.
They're not. They're not. I hope people realize this. And I think I realized this as I progressed in my career and matured in my career. But my sales leaders are my partners in crime, because the only way that I can get ICP customers or ideal customer profiles that fit our product and use is another two-way conversation with my sales team. Because a lot of CS people, CS leaders have a one-way conversation. The sales team basically dictate and say, "Hey, CS team, I've just sold this customer. Good luck. Go implement them. Go make them successful." And a lot of my career, I just kind of dealt with it. And I would always just blame sales for a bad fit customer. I would be like, "Oh, sales sold the wrong customer and now they're going to churn," right? But the thing is it's a two-way conversation. I need to bring that back to my sales leader, and I need to tell them, "By the way, this customer that we sold, they did A, B, and C, and the behavior we saw from them was this, and that resulted in them leaving us. In the future, we probably shouldn't sell to companies this small or companies in this sector, or maybe companies that don't have the dedicated resource to implement," whatever the reasoning was. And when you're able to really build that partnership with your sales leader, a few things happen. One, you have better fit customers, so less churn. Two, you're able to actually strategically learn from a salesperson, by the way. If anyone who's on this call or who's been listening to this call has been thinking, "How do I ask more discovery questions?" salespeople are the best people that ask the best discovery questions. And I started to learn how to ask the right questions when working in partnership with my sales leaders. And then three, what you can start building is a success plan with the salesperson. Believe it or not, they will start doing the work for you if you really partner with your sales team, because they will start capturing the goals early. They will start capturing the outcomes early, and they will start capturing the actions that need to happen when they start implementing. But for a long time in my career, I made this huge mistake that I thought sales was the enemy. And the thing is, they're not. They really aren't. And the sooner you start learning, and the sooner I started learning and started partnering with my sales counterpart, the quicker I was able to A, get my customers successful, but B, make myself and my job easier as well.
I say wow because first it's not only partnering with the customer, but it's also partnering internally. But it's interesting how you said when you
Definitely,
start
100%.
developing or creating those success plans with your salesperson, they will start actually doing the job for you from the start.
From the start, because they will have the right conversation. They'll ask the right questions. They'll capture that information, and then you'll have it instead of having to redo this all 3-6 months later with the customer.
It's amazing. That was today's CSM Quick Lesson. For the full conversation and more practical tips, just go and check out today's episode description where you will have the link to the full conversation. Remember to hit follow, also follow us in the social media, and you can also go and check out our new website. Remember, keep learning, keep growing, and let's keep improving the world of customer success. Until next time.